She started a new job and found someone she couldn't leave behind. The elevator doors slid open with a soft ding that echoed like a heartbeat in Alex's chest, spilling her into the humming chaos of the 23rd floor. New York City sprawled below through floor-to-ceiling windows, a glittering beast of steel and ambition that chewed up dreams and spat out survivors. But today, on her first day at Vanguard Creative, Alex felt like fresh meat, 28, fresh out of a soul-sucking freelance drought. Her portfolio clutched like a shield against the unknown. The air smelled of fresh coffee and printer ink, sharp and unforgiving, and her heels clicked too loudly on the polished concrete as she scanned nameplates. Marketing. Design. That's me. Then she saw her. Leaning against a glass conference room wall, arms crossed over a crisp white blouse that hugged her frame just right, was Jordan Hale, Senior Creative Director, the name on every email Alex had obsessed over during her anxious prep. 32 with dark hair pulled into a loose wave that screamed effortless power, and eyes like smoked quartz, sharp enough to cut through bullshit. Jordan's gaze flicked up from her phone, locking onto Alex's with an intensity that hit like a rogue wave. No smile, just a slow nod that said, "You're here. Good. Don't fuck it up." But beneath that cool exterior something flickered. A spark, quick as a match strike, gone before Alex could name it. Her stomach twisted, not just from nerves. Get it together, she thought, forcing a breath that tasted like the faint citrus of Jordan's perfume wafting across the open-plan space. The main conflict crashed in then, uninvited. Jordan was her direct report. The woman who'd greenlight her ideas, shred her mistakes. And in a firm like this, where ambition burned hotter than the summer sidewalks outside, blurring lines meant career suicide. Yet as Jordan pushed off the wall, striding over with that confident sway, Alex's pulse thrummed a warning she ignored. This job is my fresh start, not a complication. Alexandra Reed? Jordan's voice was low, gravel-edged from too many late nights, carrying the faint drawl of a Texas girl who'd traded boots for stilettos. She extended a hand, firm grip warm against Alex's clammy palm. Up close, faint laugh lines crinkled at her eyes, betraying the armor. Welcome to the grind. I'm Jordan. Let's get you settled before the morning huddle turns into a bloodbath. Alex nodded, words sticking in her throat like dry toast. Jordan's touch lingered a beat too long, thumb brushing her knuckle in what could have been accident or invitation. The office buzzed around them, keyboards clacking like distant rain, a barista calling orders from the corner espresso cart, the low hum of fluorescent lights overhead. But in that hallway it narrowed to just them, the air thickening with unspoken possibility. Alex's mind raced. She's straight. She's your boss. She's everything you swore off after Mia. Her ex, the one who'd ghosted her mid-move to the city, leaving Alex with a sublet lease and a heart full of barbed wire. No more risks. Just work. Survive. Thrive. Yet as Jordan led her to a corner desk piled with mock-ups and a wilting ficus, pointing out the coffee machine's quirks. It spits if you don't flirt with it first. Alex caught herself laughing. A real one that bubbled up unbidden. Jordan's smirk softened, eyes lingering on Alex's mouth. You'll fit right in, she said, voice dropping an octave like a secret shared over whiskey. The words hung, heavy with subtext, and Alex's skin prickled, a flush creeping up her neck. Outside the sun climbed higher, gilding the skyline in gold, but inside shadows lengthened. This wasn't just a job. It was a fuse lit and hissing toward explosion. By noon, the team huddle devolved into the expected frenzy. Jordan stood at the head of the oval table, marker in hand, sketching campaign flows on a whiteboard that squeaked under pressure. We're pitching to Apex tomorrow, she announced, her tone slicing through the chatter like a knife through silk. No half-assed visuals. Alex, you're on mood boards, pull something raw. Urban Decay meets high gloss. Make it bleed emotion. All eyes turned to Alex and she felt exposed, like a deer in headlights on a rain-slicked FDR drive. But Jordan's gaze held steady, not judgmental, expectant, almost encouraging. A nod subtle like I've got you. Alex swallowed, the recycled air tasting metallic. On it, she managed, voice steadier than she felt. As the meeting broke, colleagues filing out with murmured gripes about deadlines. Jordan lingered, capping the marker with a pop that echoed too loud. "You good?" she asked, leaning on the table's edge, close enough that Alex caught the scent of her skin, clean soap undercut with something earthier like rain on pavement. "Yeah, just jumping in head first." Alex fiddled with her notebook, pages crinkling softly, her fingers itching to sketch not boards, but the curve of Jordan's jaw. Jordan chuckled, a low rumble that vibrated through the space between them. "That's how we do it here. Sink or swim." "But hey," she paused, exhaling a breath that stirred Alex's hair. "If you drown, I'll throw you a line." Her eyes crinkled again, warmth breaking through, and Alex's chest tightened, a sigh escaping unbidden. "What the hell are you doing?" The afternoon blurred into a marathon of pixels and palettes. Alex hunched over her dual monitors, the glow casting harsh shadows on her face, the click of her mouse a metronome to her racing thoughts. Outside, horns blared from the street below, a symphony of impatience that mirrored her own. Jordan circulated, dropping insights like breadcrumbs. "Loosen the contrast here, let it breathe." Her hand ghosted Alex's shoulder, light as a whisper, sending sparks skittering down her spine. Each touch lingered, accidental on purpose, building a tension thick as fog rolling off the East River. By 5, the office thinned, fluorescent hum fading to a murmur. Alex rubbed her eyes, the screen's glare leaving afterimages, when Jordan appeared with 2 steaming mugs. "Truce," she said, sliding one across the desk. The coffee's aroma curled up, bold with a hint of vanilla that clashed sweetly with the bitterness. No cream, just like Alex's emails had confessed during onboarding. She remembered. Alex's heart stuttered. They talked then, words flowing easy as the Hudson at dusk. Jordan's Texas roots surfaced in stories of dusty rodeos and city escapes, her laugh a husky drawl that pulled Alex in. "Left home at 18, Jordan said, stirring her mug with a clink of spoon against ceramic. "Thought the Big Apple would fix everything. It does mostly." A shadow crossed her face, quick as a cloud over Central Park, gone when she met Alex's eyes. "What about you?" "Small-town girl." "Jersey," Alex admitted, sipping, the heat scalding her tongue in a welcome burn. "Philly suburbs, technically. Parents still think graphic design's a hobby." She paused, the vulnerability slipping out like steam from the mug. Jordan listened, really listened, head tilted, no interruptions, just the soft tick of the wall clock marking seconds like heartbeats. As twilight bled purple through the windows, their knees brushed under the desk, once, twice electric. Neither pulled away. Jordan's breath hitched, a faint sound lost in the air conditioner's drone, but Alex heard it, felt it echo in her own lungs. The moment stretched, taut as a wire, until Jordan cleared her throat. "Better head out. Big day tomorrow." She stood, but not before her fingers grazed Alex's wrist, a deliberate anchor. "See you at 7? Alex nodded, words failing, her skin tingling long after Jordan vanished down the hall. Alone, she exhaled a shaky breath, the office's quiet pressing in like a held breath. The skyline twinkled now, a million lights mocking her resolve. This is dangerous. But danger had never felt so alive, so achingly right. As she packed up, slinging her bag over her shoulder, the scent of vanilla lingered, a ghost promising more. And in the elevator's descent, stomach dropping with the floors, Alex knew. Leaving this behind wasn't an option. Not anymore. Dawn cracked over the skyline like a promise broken, gray light seeping into Alex's cramped Brooklyn walk-up, the kind of place where roaches threw parties when you weren't looking. She hadn't slept. Tossed through the witching hours, sheets twisted around her legs like accusations, Jordan's face haunting every shadow. The coffee maker gurgled its bitter symphony as she showered, steam fogging the mirror, water pounding her shoulders in futile rhythm to drown the what-ifs. Professional. That's all. But the lie tasted sour like the toothpaste she spat out too fast. By 6:45, she was back in the elevator, the city's pulse quickening with commuter crush, suits shoulder to shoulder, the faint whiff of cologne and desperation mingling in the stale air. Vanguard's floors gleamed under early fluorescence, empty save for the night shift cleaner's vacuums humming faintly in the distance. Alex dropped her bag at her desk, the leather thumping softly, and pulled up her mood boards. Urban grit. Rusted fire escapes dripping with rain, neon signs flickering against brick. A woman's silhouette sharp as a switchblade in the frame. It poured out of her, fueled by the night's unrest, each click of the mouse etching Jordan into the edges, her poised stance that guarded spark. Footsteps echoed then, measured and sure, and Jordan appeared, coat slung over one arm, hair still damp from her own rushed morning. Early bird, she noted, voice husky with sleep's remnants, setting a bakery bag on the desk with a rustle of paper. Brought bagels. Figured you'd need fortification. Her eyes swept the screen, lingering. Damn, Alex. That's visceral. Praise from Jordan landed like sunlight after storm, warming Alex from the inside out. She shrugged, cheeks heating, the bagel's sesame scent teasing her empty stomach. Pulled from real life. The city's got teeth. They split one, tearing chunks with fingers that brushed too often, crumbs scattering like confetti on the desk. Conversation meandered. Jordan's first disastrous pitch. A client who demanded polka dots on a luxury watch ad. Her laugh spilling out rich and unfiltered. Alex shared her Jersey escapades, sneaking into Philly clubs underage, the thump of bass still echoing in her bones. The intimacy built slow like humidity before thunder, their knees pressing under the shared table now unmoving. Jordan's gaze dropped to Alex's mouth mid-sentence, a pause heavy with the unsaid, her breath catching on a soft inhale. Alex's pulse roared in her ears, louder than the distant subway rumble vibrating through the building. She leaned in just a fraction, testing, and Jordan mirrored it, the air between them crackling like live wire. But then, the outer doors whooshed open, team members trickling in with yawns and styrofoam cups steaming. Jordan pulled back first, exhaling a sigh that ghosted Alex's cheek, regret etched in the furrow of her brow. Pitch time, she murmured, voice roughened, standing with a scrape of chair legs. The moment shattered, shards embedding deep. The conference room filled fast, a pressure cooker of egos and espresso fumes. Jordan commanded the front, projector humming to life with a whir, slides clicking through in staccato rhythm. Apex once bold, she said, gesturing sharp, her blouse shifting with emotion. Not safe. Alex's boards capture that raw hunger, the bite of the streets. Heads nodded, murmurs of approval rippling like applause, but Alex barely heard, transfixed by Jordan's fervor. The way her hands animated, veins standing out against pale skin. When eyes turned to her for elaboration, Alex stumbled through, words tumbling, but Jordan jumped in seamless. She's nailed the emotional core. Trust me. A lifeline tossed casual, but it anchored Alex, gratitude swelling hot in her throat. The pitch wrapped at 10, handshakes exchanged with promises of callbacks, the room emptying in a rustle of papers and relieved chatter. Jordan caught her arm as they filed out, grip firm through the sleeve. You killed it. Lunch on me. They escaped to the rooftop terrace, a hidden gem of potted herbs and string lights swaying in the breeze off the Hudson. The city sprawled below, a concrete jungle roaring faintly, wind whipping Alex's hair as she leaned on the railing, the metal cool under her palms. Jordan unpacked sandwiches from a deli bag, prosciutto and fig, salty sweet explosion on the tongue, and they ate in companionable quiet at first, the only sounds the distant honk of taxis and the rustle of leaves in concrete planters. Tell me something real, Jordan said suddenly, wiping her mouth with the back of her hand, eyes fixed on the horizon where clouds bruised the sky. Her voice cracked, just a hair, vulnerability peeking through. Alex hesitated, the wind carrying the faint tang of river water, then spilled. The ache of her parents' divorce, fresh wounds from Mia's betrayal, how design was her armor against feeling too much. Jordan listened, sandwich forgotten, her knee pressing Alex's under the small table. A steady pressure like I'm here. When Alex trailed off, Jordan reached across, thumb tracing the back of her hand in slow circles. I get it, she whispered, the words rough with her own ghosts. Lost someone last year. Colleague turned. More. Company found out. She bailed. I got the slap on the wrist. A bitter laugh short as a snapped twig. Policies ironclad. No dating up or down the chain. The confession hung, heavy as the humid air, and Alex's heart clenched, understanding the walls Jordan built. Their eyes met, raw and searching, and Alex covered her hand, squeezing. That sucks. Jordan's sigh was long, defeated, her free hand raking through her hair. Yeah, but you're different. Make me want to break every rule. The admission trembled, electric, and Alex's breath hitched, the world narrowing to the warmth of skin on skin, the faint salt of unshed tears in the air. She leaned closer, lips parting on a whisper, then maybe we. But Jordan's phone buzzed, shrill intruder from her pocket, Apex's callback lighting the screen. Duty called, pulling her back, and she stood with a groan, the chair scraping harsh. Rain check. Alex nodded, throat tight, watching her go. The door clicking shut like a lock turning. Alone on the roof, wind chilling her flushed skin, she pressed fingers to her lips, tasting fig and possibility. The conflict gnawed deeper now, love versus livelihood, heart versus handbook. But as thunder grumbled distant, promising storm, Alex felt the pull irrevocable. Jordan wasn't just a spark. She was the blaze. Rain lashed the windows that night, a relentless tattoo against glass that mirrored the storm in Alex's gut. Her apartment felt smaller, walls closing in with the scent of takeout, lo mein cooling on the counter, chopsticks abandoned mid-bite. She'd replayed the rooftop 100 times. Jordan's thumb on her skin, the husky break in her voice, the buzz that severed them like a guillotine. Break every rule. The words echoed, a siren's call drowning reason. Mia's ghost lingered too, in the empty side of the bed, her abandonment a scar that itched anew. But Jordan felt like healing wrapped in hazard. Sleep came, fitful dreams tangled with blueprints and brown eyes, waking her at 3 to the patter of drops and her own ragged breaths. By morning the downpour had eased to a drizzle, sidewalks slick and shining under sodium lamps as Alex trudged to the subway, umbrella snapping in gusts that smelled of wet asphalt and distant bakeries. The office greeted her with its usual hum, printers whirring, phones trilling like needy birds, but Jordan's desk sat empty, a coffee ring staining the coaster like a bruise. Worry coiled tight as the day dragged, Alex's focus fracturing on revisions, the mouse cursor blinking accusation. Colleagues bantered over Slack pings, a chorus of emojis and inside jokes that isolated her further. At lunch, she poked at a salad in the break room, greens wilting under fluorescent glare. When Marcus from accounts leaned in, heard Jordan's out sick. Flu or something. Tough break before the follow-up. His cologne wafted, cloying, and Alex forced a nod, fork scraping plastic with a screech that set her teeth on edge. Sick. Or hiding. The latter twisted sharper. By 4 resolve cracked. She shot a text. Everything okay? Rooftop rerun. Fingers hovering before hitting send. Heart hammering like bass from a passing car stereo. Minutes stretched eternal. The office clock ticking loud in the quieting space. Then buzz, rain's a bitch. My place? 7. 42nd and Lex. Bring wine. Alex's exhale was a gust, relief flooding warm, chased by nerves that prickled her palms. The train ride uptown blurred in a haze of wet coats and murmured conversations, the clack of wheels on tracks syncing with her pulse. Jordan's building loomed Art Deco elegant, doorman nodding her through with the tip of his hat, the elevator's ascent smooth as silk. Door 307. A knock, soft, and it swung open to dim light and the aroma of garlic sizzling in butter. Jordan, barefoot in jeans and a faded band to Nirvana, threads frayed at the hem, grinned, but shadows ringed her eyes, vulnerability stark without office armor. You came. Wouldn't miss it. Alex thrust the bottle forward. A cheap Merlot that sloshed gently, and Jordan's laugh bubbled, pulling her inside. The apartment unfolded cozy chaos. Bookshelves groaning with design tomes and dog-eared novels, a turntable spinning Coltrane sax low and mournful, rain pattering against arched windows overlooking the murmuring street. They cooked. Pasta tossed haphazard, wine glasses clinking with toasts to no rules tonight, and the ease settled like a well-worn blanket, conversation flowing from work woes to wild dreams. Jordan's hand found Alex's across the cluttered island, flour-dusted fingers intertwining, the touch igniting slow. "I bailed today," she confessed over bites, steam rising lazy from plates. "Couldn't face the charade. Not after yesterday." Her voice dipped, fork pausing midair, sauce dripping with a soft plop. Alex squeezed, thumb stroking the ridge of her knuckle. "Then don't." Bold, reckless but true. Jordan's eyes darkened, storm clouds gathering, and she set her fork down with a clatter, standing to close the gap. The kiss hit like lightning. Jordan's lips firm, tasting of wine and want, her hands cupping Alex's face with a tenderness that belied the urgency. Alex melted into it, a sigh escaping into Jordan's mouth, fingers tangling in dark waves as they stumbled back against the counter, dishes rattling. Heat built, breaths mingling ragged, Jordan's low moan vibrating against Alex's throat as teeth grazed collarbone. Clothes shed in a trail, tea rumpled to the floor with a whisper of cotton, jeans unzipped with metallic zing. Their bodies fitting like puzzle pieces long lost, skin flushing hot under exploring hands. In the bedroom, sheets cool against fevered backs, they moved with a rhythm born of pent-up ache. Jordan's whispers husky in Alex's ear. "God, you feel like home." Drawing gasps that echoed off brick walls, the rains drum a counterpoint to flesh on flesh. Climax crashed mutual, a wave breaking white-hot, leaving them tangled, breath sinking in the afterglow. Jordan's head on Alex's chest, heartbeat thundering beneath her cheek. But dawn crept insidious, gray light filtering through blinds slatted like bars. Jordan stirred first, tracing patterns on Alex's hip, voice thick with sleep. It's real." A pause heavy, her fingers stilling. "But work." Alex shifted, propping on elbow, the mattress dipping soft. "We figure it. Together." Jordan's smile trembled, kiss sealing it featherlight. Yet as they dressed, coffee brewing with its gurgle and drip, the outside world intruded. A text from HR, policy reminder stark on screen. Conflict reignited, smoldering. They parted at the door, foreheads pressed, Jordan's sigh warm on Alex's lips. "Tonight." Alex nodded, descending stairs with legs unsteady, the lobby's marble echoing her steps. The city awoke around her, vendors hawking bagels steaming in the chill, but inside fire burned steady. Risk be damned, this was worth the blaze. Weeks blurred into a secret symphony, stolen moments threading through the office's rigid score. Mornings started with Jordan's texts, "Coffee run?" "Black, 2 sugars." Innocent cover for hallway glances that lingered electric, her fingers brushing Alex's in passing, a code only they read. Lunches stretched on park benches across the street, autumn leaves crunching underfoot, crisp air nipping cheeks as they shared falafel wraps, grease-slick fingers intertwining under the table. Jordan's stories unfolded layer by layer. Her brother's wedding she'd skipped, the ache of family distance, how design saved her from a law degree her father pushed. Alex countered with sketches on napkins, caricatures of stuffy clients that drew Jordan's belly laughs, rich and unguarded. Nights belonged to them fully. Jordan's apartment a sanctuary of vinyl spins and candle flicker, wax dripping slow onto saucers with hushed pops. They'd cook disasters, laughing over scorched garlic bread that smelled of char and redemption, then tangle on the couch, kisses deepening to explorations that left marks hidden under collars. Sex evolved intimate, a language of touches, Jordan's nails raking light down Alex's back, eliciting shudders and pleas whispered against sweat-damp sheets. Alex's lips mapping constellations on Jordan's thighs, drawing moans that built to crescendos blending with the night's distant sirens. But cracks spiderwebs subtle. Whispers in the break room. Hale's got a new favorite. Eyed with suspicion, Marcus's knowing smirk over vending machine hum. Jordan withdrew by degrees, meetings curt, her office door a barrier more often shut. One Thursday, post-pitch glow fading, Alex knocked, the wood solid under knuckles. "In," came muffled, and inside, Jordan hunched over spreadsheets, the room stuffy with stale coffee and tension. "Everything all right?" Alex ventured, perching on the desk's edge, papers crinkling faint. Jordan's sigh was bone deep, chair creaking as she leaned back, eyes shadowed. Apex greenlit. Big win. But her voice flattened, no triumph. Alex reached, but Jordan flinched subtle. Not here. The rejection stung, sharp as slivers under nail. Jordan. Policy, Alex. Remember. Jordan's tone sharpened, a whip crack standing to pace, heels muffled on carpet. Rain streaked the window behind her, blurring the world to watercolor gray. HR sniffing. Anonymous tip last week. If they connect dots. She trailed, hands raking hair, leaving it tousled. Alex's chest hollowed, the air thick with unspoken fracture. So we stop? Pretend. Her voice cracked raw. Jordan halted, face crumpling, crossing to pull her close, foreheads touching, breaths mingling, labored. God no. Just. Careful. The kiss that followed was desperate. Jordan's hands fisting Alex's shirt, pulling until seemed strained, lips bruising with need. They broke apart, gasping, Jordan's whisper fierce. I can't lose this. You. But doubt lingered, a chill draft through cracked window. That weekend, escape to the Hudson Valley. Jordan's impulsive drive. Tires humming on 87, windows cracked to autumn's bite. Leaves blazing crimson and gold like firefall. They hiked trails slick with mud, boots squelching. Laughter echoing off bluffs as Alex slipped, Jordan catching her waist, spin into embrace amid ferns rustling soft. Picnic under oaks, cheese and grapes tart on tongues, wine bottle passed with glugs, stories turning tender. Jordan's coming out at 20, her mother's silence heavier than screams. Alex's first crush on a summer camp counselor, heart pounding to fireflies glow. Dusk fell velvet, them tangled on a blanket, stars pricking sky as Jordan's fingers traced Alex's collarbone, voice hushed. You're my anchor. Alex arched into touch, sigh escaping on cool breeze. And you're my storm. Lovemaking there, urgent and open, ground hard beneath but Jordan's body soft shield. Gasp swallowed in kisses, release shuddering through like earthquake. Return Sunday night, city lights smearing on windshield, buskill waiting. Voicemail from Jordan's assistant, emergency Monday brief. Monday dawn brutal, boardroom packed. Execs in suits starched as their stares, Jordan presenting flawless, voice steady steel. Alex contributed sidelined, her visuals praised, but Jordan's eyes skipped hers deliberate, a cold shoulder and gaze. Hurt festered, lunch skipped for solitary walk, Central Park's paths crunching leaves under furious steps, wind whipping tears she blamed on chill. Evening confrontation brewed inevitable. Jordan's door ajar, lamplight spilling gold. Alex pushing in without knock. We need to talk. Jordan looked up, wearier, tie loosened like noose slack. Alex, not now. Now. Voice steel matching. She paced, mirroring earlier, the room's clock ticking accusation. You're pulling away. Afraid. Jordan stood, desk barrier. Hands splayed flat with slap of palms on wood. Terrified. For you. This job's your shot. A beat throat working. I won't tank it. Alex laughed bitter, short bark. By erasing me? That's not protection. It's poison. Silence stretched, taut, broken by Jordan's chair scrape, rounding to Alex in 2 strides. Hands framed face, thumbs brushing cheeks damp. I love you. Whispered, first time voiced, hanging fragile. Alex's breath hitched, walls crumbling. Then fight for us. Kiss sealed packed, fierce but outside thunder rolled, omen unheeded. The blaze roared higher, but embers of doubt glowed persistent. December clawed in with icy fangs, the city blanketed in slush that sucked at boots and chilled bones, holiday lights twinkling mocking against gray despair. Vanguard pulsed frantic, year-end crunches, deadlines whipping like winds off the harbor. The office a hive of overtime glow and takeout cartons curling greasy on desks. Alex and Jordan navigated minefield masterfully at first. Coded glances over monitors glare, texts lace double entendre. Need your input on curves. Feet tangling under conference tables during endless calls, the thrill of secrecy sharpening every brush. Nights compensated lavish. Tree trimming in Jordan's living room, ornaments tinkling soft as they hung baubles. Laughter bubbling over spiked eggnog that warmed bellies and loosened tongues. Jordan's gift. A leather-bound sketchbook, pages creamy and waiting, Unwrapped with ribbon whisper, her eyes soft. For the stories in your head. Alex's return. A custom playlist, vinyl etched with their inside jokes. Needle drop hissing first notes of a slow jazz lament. They made love by firelight from string lights. Bodies glowing amber. Jordan's murmurs. You're my everything. Drawing cries that fogged windows, snow flurrying silent outside. But pressure mounted inexorable. Whispers amplified. Coworkers sidelong looks an elevator hum. HR memos emailed firm. Fraternization review imminent. Jordan's armor thickened, late arrivals excused as client dinners. Her phone screen averted quick when Alex neared. One blizzard night, streets buried white. Alex waited at Jordan's. Key turned with click and lock, but apartment empty. Counters bare save for a half-empty wine glass ringed red. Worry gnawed, texts unanswered until 2 a.m. door creak. Jordan stumbling in. Cheeks flushed not from cold but bourbon's bite. Coat shedding snow in clumps. Where? Alex started, rising from couch, blanket pooling soft. Jordan waved off, boots thudding heavy to floor. Unzipping with zip teeth loud. Out. Needed air. Slurred edge, eyes glassy. Alex crossed arms, heart pounding drumbeat. From me. Jordan's laugh hollow, echoing off walls, shrugging coat to chair with rustle. From everything. Boards breathing down, possible promotion but only if clean. She poured wine, glug from bottle, glass clinking set down too hard. Can't risk scandal. Alex's throat tightened. Room spinning slow despite stillness. So I'm the risk? Voice small but Jordan whirled, glass sloshing crimson spill. You're the dream I can't afford. Yell cracked, raw and she deflated, sinking to stool with groan. Head in hands, fingers tunneling hair. Silence blanketed thicker than snow. Broken by Alex's step forward. Hand tentative on shoulder, muscle tense under palm. Then let's go public. Face it. Jordan looked up, eyes red-rimmed, laugh choked. Naive. They'd crucify you first, newbie, no tenure. Pause, breath shuddering. I won't let that happen. Alex knelt. Knees cold on tile, faces level, breaths mingling boozy and mint. Hiding kills slower. Truth landed and Jordan pulled her up, into lap, arms banding tight. Face buried in neck, hot tears soaking collar. I know. God, I know. They held, rocking gentle, the radiators his sole witness, until passion reignited. Kisses salty with grief, hands urgent stripping layers, carrying to bed where thrusts chased demons, climaxes hollow echoes of joy. Christmas Eve brought fragile truce. Rockefeller tree aglow, crowds jostling with cheer. But their hands linked hidden in pockets, breaths fogging in chill as carols warbled tinny from speakers. Jordan's whisper amid throng. Marry me someday, slipped like gift. Alex's yes a vow sealed in ice-kissed lips. But New Year's loomed guillotine. Back at work, the axe fell mid-January, conference room sterile under harsh lights, HR rep's voice droning policy like dirge. Investigation confirmed proximity breach. Ms. Hale disciplinary action. Ms. Reed probationary review. Jordan sat ramrod, knuckles white on armrests, while Alex's stomach roiled. The water carafes drip mocking drip of fate. Outside slush melted to puddles reflecting neon, but inside world froze. Aftermath fractured them. Jordan distant, meetings proxy through email pings cold. Alex's designs critiqued harsh, red ink bleeding pages like wounds. Nights Jordan's bed felt vast. Her back a wall turned, size heavy and dark. One storm-lashed evening, thunder booming like cannon. Alex packed a bag, zippers rasp final. Space, she choked, rain lashing pains. Jordan's plea. Don't. Grabbed wrist, grip bruising, eyes wild. Fight. But exhaustion won. Door clicking shut behind Alex, stairs descending echoey, street swallowing her in wet embrace. Alone in Brooklyn, thunder's roar matching sobs racking frame. Alex curled on couch, blanket scratchy, phone dark. Days bled to week, work a gauntlet of averted eyes and forced smiles. Jordan's office a vault sealed. Then Valentine's approach, cards pink and saccharine in drugstore windows, twisted knife. Alex's breaking point. Late night bar near work, stool sticky with spills, whiskey burning throat as jazz wailed mournful sax door chime. And Jordan there, drenched coat dripping pools, eyes scanning desperate until landing. Alex. Voice break, crossing room in strides, barstool scrape as she sat close, scent of rain and regret. I fucked up. Alex's laugh watery, glass clinking set down. We both did. Hands found across scarred wood, trembling link, words tumbling. Jordan's promotion rescinded, isolation's toll, therapy sessions spilling tears in sterile rooms. Can't breathe without you. Alex's dam burst, confession of terror, love's depth. Then don't. They left arm in arm, snow flurrying gentle now. Cab's warmth a cocoon, destination unspoken, Jordan's door barely shut before frenzy. Coats shed frantic, bodies crashing to floor with thud of give. Love making raw, carpet burn on knees, cries mingling with wind's howl. Resolution forged in sweat and whispers. Quit or transfer, love paramount. Dawn broke pink promise. Spring uncoiled tentative, cherry blossoms tentative pink against concrete's gray. The city shedding winter's husk like old skin. Vanguard simmered post-scandal, whispers fading to murmurs, HR's watchful eyes easing as Jordan tendered notice. Senior director to freelance consultant. Her exit interview a model of poise, voice steady over conference lines static hum. Personal growth, she cited, but Alex knew, freedom's price, paid in severance's cold check. Alex stayed, probation lifted on merit of killer campaigns. Her desk now anchor in the flux. Monitors glowing with projects that sang her vision. First weeks post-Jordan ached phantom. Office halls echoing her absence. Coffee machines spiteful spits mocking solo sips. Texts bridged. Miss your curves and copy Jordan's tease. Met with Alex's come draw some. Weekends mended. Jordan's new loft in Soho airy with exposed brick and sunlight slanting gold. Them painting walls laughter spattered. Rollers thwacking canvas with wet slaps, paint flecks dotting skin like freckles. Nights balcony perch overlooking bustle, wine sipping slow, stars faint above light pollution. Jordan's head on Alex's shoulder, breath sinking to distant horns honk. Challenges lingered stubborn. Jordan's freelance gigs erratic, dry spells stretching taut as guitar strings, her pacing midnight floors with bare feet slapping wood. Worry etching lines deeper. Alex's long hours bred exhaustion. Collapsing home to Jordan's arms, takeout devoured cross-legged on floor amid boxes half unpacked, chopsticks clacking like Morse. One muggy June eve, argument erupted over nothing. Forgotten dry cleaning, words sharpening to barbs. You're married to that desk. Jordan hurled voice cracking thunder. Alex fired back. And you're allergic to stability. Door slam rattled windows, Alex storming to couch. Springs creaking protest, tears hot on pillows scented her shampoo. Dawn reconciliation. Jordan's whisper at 4 a.m., blanket tucked gentle, lips brushing temple. Sorry. Scared of losing you to the grind. Alex turned, arms pulling close, sighs mingling sleepy. Never. Love making slow dawn lit, bodies languid, touches reverent mapping scars. Jordan's faded appendix line. Alex's tattooed wrist script. Breathe climax soft wave, leaving them dozing tangled till coffee's aroma coaxed awake. Summer peaked sweltering, them escaping to Fire Island ferry chug across waves choppy, salt spray misting faces, landing on dunes whispering secrets. Rented cottage weathered shingle, screen door banging lazy, days biking paths pine-scented, wheels crunching shells, picnics on beaches where waves lapped foam frothed, sandwiches sandy but sweet. Evenings bonfire crackle, marshmallows toasting golden, Jordan's stories of childhood beaches Texas Gulf sticky, Alex's Jersey Shore boardwalks creaky. One night stars carpet sky, Jordan knelt sand need, ringbox velvet creek, simple band silver engraved anchor and storm. Marry me. For real. Alex's yes choked, kissed to salt and smoke, cheers from firelit friends they'd invited quiet. Fall returned crisp, wedding small, backyard Soho, leaves turning under strung lights twinkling. Vows exchanged, sunset gilded. Jordan's I do husky vow, Alex's laugh tear blur. Vows sealed, ring slide cool. Kiss deepening to wolf whistle from guests. Cake later chocolate fudged. Forks clinking plates amid toast slurring sentimental. Years folded forward. Jordan's agency launch, Vanguard poached Alex lead designer, home bought Hudson cozy, dog adopted mutt loping joyful. Challenges ebbed flowed. Fights over remodels sawdust choking air. Miscarriages grief hollowing nights to sobs clutched tight. But love weathered, roots deep as city subways rumbling constant. One anniversary, Central Park blanket spread. Picnic echoes firsts. Jordan's hand in Alex's rings glint sun. Couldn't leave you behind, she murmured, echo title their story. Alex leaned, breath shared. Never will. Fade to skyline eternal. Their silhouettes etched, hearts entwined unbreakable. In the grind's roar they'd found grace. Love not left but lived fierce.